Hey everyone, so I'm finally back after a long time of not being here, and I kind of explain why in the update video, but it's been a while since the update video too. Anyway, so this video is gonna be kind of a bigger video. Again, I'm slightly late on this, but not really. If you didn't know, there's a new trailer for the Sonic movie, and the mall for Sonic obviously was changed, and it honestly, I'd say it's a big improvement. The model, the trailer itself seems more or less similar. The music is more fitting, obviously, not Gangster's Paradise. But it's kind of just kind of into what this trailer is, my thoughts of it, and honestly, what to improve it. And quick note. You know how my channel is a PG rated channel, I'd say, maybe probably G though, cause there's the occasional no word, but YouTube is updating their term of service, and in December 10th, it's being updated, and apparently non-commercially viable channels will be deleted. So yeah, this may be my last video, because YouTube might get rid of my channel. I'm not actually sure, because they're always super vague with their descriptions, but just note that I may not be on YouTube for much longer. But let's just get into this video. So what was I talking about again? I kind of forgot. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I'm actually getting over a sickness. So if at any point in the video I sound like I'm about to cough up my lungs, spit up 10 tons of mucus, or just like cough up a spleen or die, I'm alright, don't worry about me. Anyway, so let's get into it. So this is the video that's gonna be as editedly structured or whatever as the original one was. Not gonna be different segments. I'm just gonna kind of talk over it, I can enjoy this nice Sonic Adventure and Sonic Mania gameplay. It will be Sonic Mania gameplay later in the video. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. So, starting off with the good parts of the new trailer. First off, again, the model of Sonic was amazing. It looks like Sonic now. I say the only complaint I have with it is the fact that his eyes are still not connected, but that's not really a big complaint. And his arms are still blue. But it's alright, because they kind of match his new look, the movie look. They kind of match it. It's alright. It's not a big gripe, but other than that, it's great. The shoes look nice. I say they look kind of like the Sonic Adventure shoes, to be honest, which is nice. And I think that he just looks more like Sonic, like the previous one looked like man it's not wearing garments that's blue. I can't say like the N-word, or not the N-word that you think, but like the N-word, the N-A-K-E-D word, or I'm sorry, any other word like that, because I just stay about YouTube Determined Services. Still coughing up a lung, I got a dry cough, cold, it's winter, so as expected, and my voice is not anything like that. It's also nighttime, so I'm tired, but continuing what I was saying. Another good part of the movie was, again, Jim Carrey. I'm good. If this movie ends up flopping, which I actually don't think it will, but if it ends up flopping, Jim Carrey at least will be there for some nice memes, you know what I mean? Memes are the holy grail of this earth, They're the glue that keeps this world together, so obviously, we're gonna be alright. So I'm honestly thinking about, though, is the fact that he just portrays Eggman perfectly, even though he doesn't look like Eggman. Because of the fact that he wears a black coat and isn't hefty and doesn't have like a nice mustache. Eggman, he was just beautiful, that freaking stash, man. Eggman is the hunkiest man alive. What was I saying? Nothing, never mind. But he's the bright spot of this movie. Like the scene where he was dancing, whatever. to Blitzly Bob was absolutely hilarious. And then he's like, "Oh, it's like," and then his other like his agent whatever comes in and says, "Oh, I thought you might have latte with steamed Austrian goat milk or whatever." He's like, "Of course I want latte. I don't want to make them." Yeah, that was hilarious. Like, I swear, this movie ends up flopping. He's gonna be the bright spot of this movie. Seriously. Because I'll get into that part actually, but another good part is the humor. It's pretty funny. Just for example, the scene where he's like, "Oh, what song's like? Oh, stop the car! The world's largest rubber band ball, whatever." And then like just goes there super quickly, comes back, it's like, "Oh yeah, it was lame, but the gift shop was cool." And starts like hitting the paddle super fast. That was funny. And also the scene where he like throws a bunch of the darts and like it hits everywhere, including this woman. Like, seriously, son, you almost killed an innocent woman. What's wrong with you? But that was funny. Literally, movie. It looks like it's gonna be a pretty funny movie, honestly, which is nice. But there also be serious parts I kind of can't take seriously. But I'll get into some of the bad parts. But also another part is the trailer music is a lot more fitting, I'd say, because Blitzly Bop and the other song I forgot what it's called is much more fitting than Gangster's Paradise, which I think you all should know and obviously be able to deduce yourself. I mean, anyone who has a size brain should be able to deduce that. So, honestly, I think about it, honestly, because there were some funny scenes, honestly. I liked the baseball scene was pretty funny. And, the scene where, actually, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so, yeah, it's funny. So, Let's Trailer scene is much better, and it is a big improvement, but, that's about it for the good stuff, honestly. There's, the parts are kind of, honestly. For example, let's just get into it, honestly. First off, this is something I always thought of. The sheriff, whatever, the guy, whatever, like the song's friend, human friend, has one of the most generic names I've ever heard. His name's Tom, I think. He has the most generic name I've ever heard. Tom. Literally, it's not like they took any Joe. Remember he was like a sheriff? They just like they took some random Joe Schmo and said, "Oh, you want to act out in this movie?" Literally, I mean, it's kind of funny, honestly, that he has such a. They should give him like. They should also have more backstory as well, I guess, to Sonic, because it appears that he has a very simple backstory that many characters like this have. Like he's from another planet or whatever, and that he had to come here to Earth for some reason. And there's one thing I heard through that kind of and it's that apparent. He says in the beginning that in his planet people were after his powers. Okay, first off, his speed has never been called a power, and number two, who would be after his powers? Who? Tails, Knuckles, Shadow? I mean, I think it's been said, but none of them are in the movie, so I don't know who. Is there some random person or hedgehog or something that's like jealous of Sonic, or like a tribe or something that's like jealous of Sonic, and that because of that he has to come here? I don't know. Honestly, I think that what am I saying? I honestly don't know why they would include this because again, it's never been called powers. I think it's like a skill or I don't know. What does Sonic Speed refer to as? A skill? Is it a power? I don't know. It's not referred to as a power. It's kind of weird. Another thing, Ben Schwartz, he's too cheesy. Way too cheesy. Like many of the things he says makes me kind of cringe. Like the here comes the boom, and the nailed it. Kind of makes me cringe a little bit. It's kind of like, no. I'm also kind of congested, which is usual for me. So, I honestly believe that they should have kept a voice after that voice song before. I mean, that's Ryan Drummond, Jason Griffith, or even Roger Craig Smith, for all I care. Would have been way better than Ben Schwartz, whatever his name was. I don't know. Is it Ben Schwartz? Is that his name, or is it like Reynolds or something? I don't know. All I know is he's some person who voices him, and he's kind of generic. Be honest, I gotta say the biggest thing I have though is just the fact that I don't know, the plot seems a little bit generic. It's like, oh, alien comes to this planet and like has to save the world for something, and like we've heard that before. It's not new in any way. So I hope that the plot has some kind of difference to it from other movies, kind of like this. Like make it kind of different. Like I say, one good example of a movie that's kind of like this is Detective Pikachu. It's a great movie, honestly. Honestly, if they looked at Detective Pikachu, took notes from that, they probably can make a really good movie out of this. Because I honestly believe that this movie has potential. It really does, honestly. It has potential. And if it is done correctly, this movie is one of the best movies of 2020. Seriously. I mean, if they were to get the writing correctly, because they already have a good model for Sonic. And here's the thing that people are not really focusing on. Just because the model for Sonic is good doesn't mean the writing is good. Like, they can have the best looking Sonic in the world, but it doesn't mean that they got the writing for Sonic correctly. It doesn't mean they know the personality of Sonic. It looks like they got the personality down pretty well. Honestly, it looks like the writing is just kind of generic, It's kind of like the movie version of Sonic Forces, because, I'd say Sonic Forces is one of the worst Sonic games of all time. Yeah, no, kind of weird. I think it isn't weird to say. Sonic Forces is one of the worst games of all time, but that story was just too generic. Didn't have much really unique to it. It was just kind of short, lame, boring. It had no like. Same thing with Sonic Generations too. Sonic Generations is a great game, but its story is just too bland. It has nothing really to it that makes it, it's like Sonic and his friends are trapped in a void with no relevance to it at all. Like, where's the story at? There's no story in that game. Wait, why is this turning into a review of Sonic Generations? What am I doing? I need to like splash some cold water on my face. Can any of you who have any holding a cup of water or something? Can you like splash it on my face to the screen? Oh no, you might break your screens then, and then your parents are gonna have to pay for it. Cause you all still love your parents, right? Yeah. I'm sorry. Anyways, parts that I'd say can be improved in this movie. Very simple. First off, change the voice actor for Sonic. Like, what is going? Why would they choose someone so random? It doesn't make him seem like Sonic to me. He may look like Sonic, but he doesn't feel like Sonic. If they gave him something like, I don't know, they gave like Ryan Drummond a call up, or Jason Griffith, or Roger Craig Smith even. That might have been good, honestly, because I think Roger Craig might have actually been best, because he's the voice actor we've all kind of gotten accustomed to now, because he's voiced Sonic he's voiced Sonic for literally almost a decade now, since 2010. So, I think he can make a good voice actor too, because in Boom, he was great, honestly. I'd say in Boom, he was amazing. He was just spectacular. So, if they bring someone like, so I say that the Roger Craig Smith have to be best for this case, because we've come accustomed to him, and if they had Roger Craig Smith and a good model for Sonic, he would literally we'd see him as Sonic, because with Ben Schwartz, he doesn't look like Sonic. He looks like someone trying to be like Sonic, Ben Schwartz as Sonic sounds like an impersonation of Sonic, in my opinion, someone trying to be like Sonic, I'd say even Roger Craig Smith, something like that. I'd say the best Sonic voice actor, in my opinion, is actually a tie between Jason Griffith and Ryan Drummond. But I'd say I'm slightly edged more toward Jason Griffith, because the fact that I think his performance in Sonic Unleashed was phenomenal. And Sonic Unleashed is also my favorite Sonic game, so that kind of lopsides that a little bit. But I think that the voice that they got is fine. He's just kind of too generic. And also, Sonic's model looks kind of fakey. The CGI is kind of bad. Sometimes it looks good, like the baseball scene looks nice, and the scene where Sonic's inside the hotel room with Tom or whatever, and the scene at the bar is nice. But some scenes, like let me think, the garage scene, that was like despised in the original cut. you know, the part where he said meow, which is replaced with him saying now. He doesn't really look like he's there. He looks like he's green screened in, or like a CGI model. You can tell he's CGI. Because there's some parts that look real and look great, but other parts look very, very, very fake. You can tell it's CGI. And one trope I noticed is that during the daytime scenes, he looks more fake. I think the reason he looks better in the night, like the baseball scene, like the bar scene, is because it was darker. Like the baseball scene was nighttime, and because you couldn't really see him, that's like it looked kind of. It was hard to see it was CGI because it was darker, you know. And I think you could tell better when it was lighter, you know, when it was daytime. And that's why I think like one scene especially is the scene where he's holding the rubber band balls and like he's playing the paddle. Those rubber band balls, I think they're in a whole other plane of existence, or like whole another freaking dimension than Sonic. Sonic looks like he's a cartoon. Well, the rubber band balls look like they're real. Like he looks like, you know, some of those movies that show like a cartoon character inside the real world or something. There's some movies like that, right? That's like a cartoon character, animated like a cartoon character in the real world, like I think Space Jam with Bugs Bunny, you know. You know, you can tell Bugs Bunny is like an animated character, you know? Well, everyone else is real. Sonic looks like that in some cases, like the rubber band ball. He looks like he's animated in, while the rubber band ball he's holding are real. Dang, I just spent like a whole minute just freaking like deducing one scene of the movie. But, you know, it's true, honestly. He looks CGI, like CGI, because good CGI, you can't tell is CGI. And there's other CGI in other animations that just look terrible, absolutely terrible. Like, one scene that looks terrible is Black Panther, the last scene. And I hate seeing Black Panther because I actually want to like that film, but the CGI made it kind of bad. Wait, this is not a review of Black Panther. What am I doing? Anyways, I'm just saying the last scene of that movie, like you could tell it was animation, literally. And that's what it feels like some parts, you know. It feels like animation, not really like he's real, you know. Good CGI looks like he's not real. I mean, looks like it is real. Oh my gosh. So I think one thing to make this movie better would be to definitely, I guess, make Sonic look like he's more or less there. And the best way to do that, I guess, is just to tweak some of the parts he's in, you know. Make him look like an animal, like a real animal. Like they kind of did that with the fur and stuff like that. But like, think of how Detective Pikachu looked. He looked refined. He looked like he was real. And Sonic, it looked like he tried to do that with Sonic, but it kind of failed because he doesn't look real in many parts. You know, I actually saw that when I first watched the trailer. I was like, you know, Sonic doesn't look real in some parts. You know, so you know, one thing to think about when I say again is that this is just a trailer. You never know what the real movie is going to be like until the movie is actually released and you go watch it. So, best thing just to do is just to wait until Valentine's Day. Go and watch it and, you know, see what it's like. I honestly plan to go see it on the day it's first put in theaters on the 14th. You know, I had to go plan to see it with my friends, actually, you know. And, you know, I can immediately get my thoughts on it, even though I don't know I'll still be doing YouTube by then because they gave up the YouTube terms and services. I'm thinking of making a separate video just talking about the new terms and services because I think they're absolutely ridiculous because number one, I'm not sure because YouTube's always vague with this stuff. It's known that they're always like this and this is terrible. But you never know what do we do December 10th to finally realize what it's about, what's like, you know, because there are some YouTube channels that are like scared or in jeopardy because like not commercially viable. Well, most of the content on YouTube is not commercially viable because most channels are not monetized. That's the thing about it. So, if most channels are not commercially viable, then what are they supposed to do? They can't delete all of them, you know? But anyways, I'm kind of just trying to make this video longer than 10 minutes, you know? So, that's about it for this video. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, you know, whatever, as usual. And, again, I'm actually have to use a different outro song, because, you know, the outro song you used last video, it got a copyright claim. Yeah, copyright claimed. And I understand why, so we're using a song that's not copyrighted, you know, totally free to use, so totally clean. No swear words here, YouTube. Don't demonetize me, even though I can't be monetized because I'm not monetized yet, you know. So that's it. So see y'all next time, everyone, and peace out.